What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. Now in today's video I thought I would do a little update on the Monsterfish Mega Tank, the new fancy goldfish aquarium, and also the shrimp tank that Aquacadabra sent us. Now Halloween is over, so it is time to remove the decorative pumpkins out of the Monsterfish Mega Tank. And I'm actually also going to be cleaning the filter, which I normally do around once every sort of 4 to 6 months. And it will allow me to show you the filter system a little bit better on this aquarium, because I get asked all the time, how does this filter work? And also, how is it so simple? So I'm going to begin to clean this tank now. We can show you just how everything works and get the tank looking back to normal now Halloween is over. So you can see now we've got all of the media out of the tray or out of the box. You can see the acrylic box, which I just siliconed in at the back of the tank to create that internal sump. We've got all of the media in the 3 40-litre buckets outside, so that just gives you a rough idea of how much media is actually in this filter. Now I think there might be a few more bags down the bottom, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the blue pipe, or I'm going to actually remove the bit of silicone pipe from the blue pipe and actually put that into that filter, hoover out and suck out all of the water in there. New water is going to flow through the baffle which I made at the bottom, so there's a few holes so the water can come in, fresh water can come in, and then I can get rid of all of that dirty water in there. And then I'm going to be using the water while the tank drains for the next hour to rinse all of that media out. It can go back in, and then that will be nice and clean for the next 4 to 6 months or so. Then we can start to fill the tank up, remove the pumpkins, and get the tank back up and running, and then we can check out the fancy goldfish aquarium. So all of the filter media is now clean. I've given it a really good rinse out in the tubs, and you'll be able to see behind me that the filter is finally clearing. So we've got most of the muck out of there. So I'm gonna actually start taking the biomedia back out of those buckets, placing them back into the filter. I'll probably do another 10 to 20 minutes of water change through the filter just to get the remainder of the dirt and debris out of there. And then I'll put the blue piece of pipe back onto the pipe work, and then I'll just do a normal water change. I'm probably going to do about 40–50% because we have to disturb the filter media quite a lot. And I'm also not going to be feeding the fish for the next 24 hours, just to let any of the bacteria get back up to speed and make sure that there is no issues and we don't have any sort of bacterial blooms or anything like that. So I'm going to crack on with the rest of the water change, and then we can start to fill the tank back up. And now the tank is starting to fill back up. Probably take about 25 to 30 minutes to get this filled back up. I've done around a 50% water change. The filter is nice and clean, and I'm sure we're going to get crystal clear water by this evening. And I'll probably wrap this video up back by this tank just so you can see how clear it gets and how quickly it goes back to its clear state. But on to the new fancy goldfish aquarium. Time to give you some updates on that and see how those fish are doing. Now moving on to the fancy goldfish aquarium, the fish are doing really well, and I've definitely noticed some growth. I am giving them a bit of food. I just keep it in this little, I suppose, vial you could say, and just probably feed them 5 to 6 times a day, just a small amount of pellets. Enough they can eat within a minute, 45 seconds, and they are doing really well on this. Now I added the filter cups with a bit of filter fleece in. I think last week or maybe the week before I posted a video about upgrading the sump and what I was planning to do. They're working really well, and this tank is super silent. Now, as I mentioned with the Monsterfish Mega Tank, it is the end of Halloween, so I'm going to remove this little pumpkin face that I had in there. And you will notice that we're getting a lot of green algae growing, which in most tanks is really frustrating. However, in fancy goldfish tanks, it looks amazing. Now, in the original fancy goldfish aquarium which I had, which was the Monsterfish Mega Tank, I had a huge green carpet algae, and I really loved the look of it, and so did a lot of the viewers at home. So what do you think we should do? Should I remove the tiles and try to grow the algae carpet? If I take the tiles out, I can just place them back in anytime I want. It's not difficult at all. They're not sealed in. I didn't decide to seal them in. So it's nice and easy for me to remove them if necessary, but I am kind of now swaying towards the idea of growing a green hair algae carpet along the bottom, but I may just change it up every now and again. Overall, doing very well, and hopefully it won't be too long till we add some more Aranda to the aquarium. Now, I may not keep these guys long term. These were just to help the tank all get cycled, help the algae levels build up, make sure the filters are nice and mature, everything's running properly, and I can really start to feed these guys up, building up those bacteria levels before we probably put some slightly larger, higher grade Aranda in the aquarium. But I'm really, really liking it. What do you guys think at home? Is there anything you'd change, add, adapt, or do to this aquarium? What do you think? But overall, that is the update on the Fancy Goldfish Aquarium. Let's head over to the Aquacadabra shrimp tank and see how that's getting on. Now, last but not least, finally onto the shrimp tank that Aquacadabra sent me. Now, this tank's actually been running for about 3 weeks now, and I am so happy with it. It's super easy to maintain. It fits perfectly in the kitchen. You can have a tank like this anywhere around your home. All you need is a few plug sockets. The moss is really starting to grow in. I can't believe how quickly it's growing. And this plant, I've forgotten the name of it, I will pop it up on the screen, is absolutely taking over. Now, the water is crystal clear. I've literally cleaned the glass once and done a 40% water change, and the shrimp look like they're doing really well. So a massive thank you once again to Aquacadabra for sending me this tank. I'm gonna put a little link down in the description so you can go and check out their website and have a look through their stuff. I buy loads of bits through them. So I was really happy when they reached out to me about sending me this tank. You can get everything you need, from tanks, filters, substrate, scaping supplies, water conditioners, everything you could need for your aquarium. And the Booster philandra species are growing really well as well. Now, we did lose a couple of shrimp over the past couple of weeks when they were added to the tank. I'm not too sure why. The water is really good. I've been testing it and I've been keeping an eye on the TDS. And the rest of the shrimp seems to be doing quite well, so maybe put it down to just one of those things. But overall, really happy with this aquarium, and I can't wait for all of these plants to grow in and to create a little aquatic jungle. And hopefully maybe in the next 6 months we'll have some baby shrimplets which will start to take over the tank and really fill it out, because it's a little bit bare at the moment. I think we've got 9-ish of the shrimp in there, of the Caridina shrimp. But I'm excited to see how this goes, and I will obviously keep updates on Instagram and do some short videos on it as well. But back to the Monster Fish Mega Tank to see how clear it is and wrap up today's update video. And finally, last but not least, we are back again to the Monster Fish Mega Tank, and it's actually 24 hours since I did the big clean on the aquarium, and as you can see, it's crystal clear again. I was going to do it last night, but I thought I'd actually just wait 24 hours and we can give the fish a little bit of food on camera and see how they're doing. So I'll bring you around the front of the tank and let's give these guys some prawns. Now I'm just going to pop these prawns in here and we can see them all devour them. But I'm really happy with the tank. It's looking really lovely and clean. You can see the stormy eye catfish is getting so big now. Now, is there anything you guys would change about this tank? I'm always looking for options, different things to do with the tank. Obviously, it's quite a bare scape since we removed the wood from the aquarium, but would there be something maybe different that you guys would do? Would you add some new fish? Would you add something a little bit different potentially? Now I can see the rays all fighting over the prawns. I haven't given them too many. I thought I would just give them a small feed today and then I'll give them a bigger feed again tomorrow. I'll get the camera a little bit closer and we can have a close look at the rays especially. Now these guys are definitely growing, although they are growing quite slowly, but I absolutely love the albino rays. We've got quite a few different patterns and colours. We've got this Asian super hybrid ray here, which is Mr. Maple, probably one of the biggest. And we've got a few different, we've got some really nice sort of white base, really light base pearl. And then we've got a mixed pearl / black diamond hybrid. And we've obviously got violet, the violet fusion, super red Asian arowana. And then we've got Sheila, the fly river turtle, just tucked to the back there. And then we've got the rest of the 3-bar dats, Rhybodacnoids in here. But is there anything you would add to this tank? Oh, I'd even missed the pleco down in the corner there, which I didn't actually do an update video on in the end, but I've got the albino Gibiceps, I think it is, self-in pleco, and he does a massive amount of work on the back and the filter there, eating all of the algae. But would there be anything you guys would add to this tank, change about it? Thought I'd just do a little update video today, as I haven't done a massive amount of filming out in the shops recently. Is there anything on the channel that you would like to see in particular? Is there any videos that you'd like me to cover? I'm always looking for new things to film, new bits and pieces to do, so let me know. But I think I am going to wrap up the video there. And that is it for today's update on the 3 aquariums I've currently got at home. Monsterfish Mega Tank, the fancy goldfish setup, and the Aqua Cadabra shrimp tank. As always, leave those comments down below if there's anything you want me to put on the channel, or there's anything you want me to maybe talk about or do a video on. Please let me know down in that comment section. But thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.